Yo, what's good? I'm Eli,
And I'm Eddie.
and we got a recurring guest, man. My boy Q the God, man. Welcome once again to Game It
Give him a
Takes, man.
taste.
Yes, sir. Appreciate for having me.
Yes, sir. So, Eddie, let them know the rundown. You know what I'm saying? Social media platforms, whatever you may have to
Oh
say.
yeah.
Go ahead.
You already know. We never ducking smoke. Obviously, I see Q up here every day. Link is in whatever streaming source that we streaming on is everywhere. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch is everywhere. So if y'all want to come up here. But we just hit 200 followers on TikTok, which we grateful for. We nearing 300 subs again. And you guys can spot us on anything: Insta, Facebook, Twitch. We soon started Twitter and stuff, but you guys can follow us everywhere. So
Right. So, what we first off, let me say this, man.
just yeah,
Let me say this, bro. It's really unfortunate, man. Ryan was good, man. Was good, man. Salute. It's really unfortunate that Kyrie Irving has to be in the media in a negative light, but it's just that it comes at a point in life where when you build a reputation for doing stuff that people are not quite fond of, then that becomes your reputation. And Kyrie recently, we all know, requested a trade from the Brooklyn Nets. It's been a real roller coaster ride with the Brooklyn Nets. I'm a Brooklyn native, I'm not really following the hype per se that a lot of other Brooklynites have, but
anymore.
I guess. But yeah, it's been a roller coaster ride. James Harden requested a trade in 2021. During the middle of the season. Then you got Kyrie. Second it was KD who requested a trade at the beginning of this season. Didn't quite turn out his way. He ended up staying on the team. Now Kyrie Irving's doing it in the middle of the season where things were looking really good for the Nets, but now it's like it's really a sticky situation. But we're gonna talk and discuss about that. And Eddie, what you think, man?
In my Stephen A. voice and or impression, first off, I want to start by saying Kyrie Irving value has gone up. As a player, he showed he can lead a team, and I mean, this was the first time we seen in his whole career him be a leader. And we all know the brother could ball. We all knew that. But this was the first time in his 12-year career that we seen Kyrie Irving lead a team during this stretch with Kevin Durant being out, and his value is just skyrocketed. We made a video on Kyrie Irving's value was in question. Not no more. At this point currently, not no more. He showed me that he can lead a team. He proved me wrong. I was one of the main guys for years screaming, Kyrie can't lead a team. His value is very low. I mean, the brother can ball, like I said. Like everyone knows, the brother, like Stephen A. say, he's the best show in the NBA. One of the best shows in the NBA. Probably the best show. But the question has always been, can he lead a team? And up until this streak that I've been seeing, with KD being out, I didn't think he could, but he did. He proved me wrong. He proved Eli wrong as well. Eli might not say it, but he technically proved him wrong as well. Because last year, during this time, KD did go on injury and wasn't the same stuff we seeing now. Kyrie actually be a leader, take on an approach to do more than just scoring. Actually talking during the games. He was talking during the Golden State game. That's why they made a run and came back. He was talking through most of the games that they've been playing, and they've been winning. They lost, I think, 2 games since KD been out. They're 20-4 since his comeback and since the firing of Steve Nash, which is, I believe, a record best in Nets franchise history. So his value, it ain't even questionable no more. It's not just during the stretch. The only thing he showed during the stretch is that he can lead a team. I mean, since he came back off his suspension, he's shown that his value is high because 20-4 franchise records. Since when do we see Kyrie set winning franchise records? Since when we see him a part of things like that? So I mean, I gotta give him respect. But Kyrie, you requesting a trade is a smart move, but. And I know you ain't forget the things that the Nets did to you. The humiliation.
Why the hell is it a smart move, bro?
Because, like I just stated, his value is at an all-time high. a lot of teams are looking to get Kyrie Irving at this point. And when a lot of teams are looking to get you, a lot of teams is offering that money, and he's a free agent going into next year because he picked up the player option from the Nets this year, $37 million. So
Amongst NBA circles, that's not what is being discussed. What's being discussed is that the reputation that Kyrie has built for himself will not make his value much of anything for this trade request that he's asking for. But I really think it's bogus and not really factual. But that is the strong narrative in the media right now.
well, I mean, there's about 15 to 20 teams interested in Kyrie Irving. So
I mean, they'll be fools not to be interested in him, despite his shenanigans. But Q, what you think? What you think about this, Q?
Man, Kyrie won the trade, man. I ain't mad at it. I think that's something Kyrie already had in his mind. When you look at the reasons why he probably want to trade, like as far as the media getting on him, and then the suspension and all that, him coming back, all the things they was trying to make you do to come back. I'm pretty sure that didn't sit well with him. It wasn't like the team had his back 100%. Especially when he was at odds, just with the media, speaking to the media, you know, um, and I think he just kept tabs on it, and he couldn't get the trade right off bat, especially earlier during that time because you most definitely don't have the value. He was hurt, he was coming on and off from being hurt, and then like Harden traded. It was just the Nets was going through a lot. Now that Kyrie, he made a little run. He been playing good, and the value is up and is there. And people, saying that he actually playing good. He want that trade. He ready to take the first train out, the first flight out of there. And I can't be mad at him. The only thing is, it's like, where can you go? Like, what's the next move? Like,
I'm
the
I'm a
obvious is the obvious. Are you gonna get into it later?
yeah. No, actually, right after when you're done speaking, I'm gonna get into a couple places and a couple trade packages that have been brought up with good trade packages, not the BS shit that we've been hearing about. So, go ahead, you
Uh,
keep talking.
yeah, yeah, but like with possible people, he probably could go to, the obvious Lakers and stuff like that. Um, I I just don't know if the Lakers can make the trade. What does the Lakers have? Would they have to get a third team involved when we talking a three team trade or something like that? Um, but Kyrie wanted to get out, man. I respect it, man. It's like it's. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of players on teams right now just itching to get their value up so they can go.
No,
Kyrie not the only person.
true.
Right. It's just I really am disappointed. I think a lot of this is going on where players are just like, I hate to say it, but just quitting on their teams, bro. This is a quit in my eyes, bro. He didn't even play out the full season. I get he wanted the contract extension. I don't know what happened. I'm not gonna speak on stuff I don't know about. I just know that they had the discussion with the contract, and for whatever
I mean,
reason he wasn't happy with whatever they were offer. I don't know that they declined it or what. What is the word out?
they did decline what he wanted, and he declined what they were decided to give him. But come on, bro, you're being extremely unfair right now to Kyrie Irving. I mean, it's like, bro, all them things they did to him, bro. Like I said, they humiliated that guy who has a family, who lives in New York, made it seem like he was this, you know, big bad guy, and embarrassed him and made him do things that no man should do. Made him treated him like a child during
You
his.
saying they when it's like the
Talk
NBA
about the
made him do
Nets,
that.
not the NBA, the Nets in particular, the Nets. I mean, the NBA does fall into that discussion, but what am I blaming the NBA for? They're not. He plays in the NBA. He doesn't play for the NBA. He plays for the Brooklyn Nets. So, yeah, and then not giving him what he wants when, I mean, yeah, his when he's there is questionable, but when he's I mean, when he's not there, it's questionable. But when he actually plays, Kyrie Irving is who he is. Same reason. I mean, he makes what 35,
Time
36.
out, Eddie. You're a businessman, right? So if you're a businessman, right, and then you're investing right in the Kyrie Irving, you know the history. You've been with this. You pretty much have a good idea who this man is. You've been around him for the past 3 to 4 years, right? At this point, so you got a good idea who Kyrie Irving is, right? As a businessman, looking at it from that perspective, bro, would you give this man a 4-year extension, supermax extension, knowing what he's capable of, what he's incapable of? You know what I'm saying? Knowing all the inconsistencies with him as a person, no pun intended, bro.
Yeah,
It would be as a
Could
person.
would you be able to trust him in that 4 years to really fulfill his
I mean,
obligation to
I
that
still
four
would,
years, bro?
because I trust a player like Anthony Davis still with that type of money. I still trust Kawhi Leonard with that type of money, who's probably played less games than Kyrie through the last few seasons. I know for sure he has, but like I can trust those three guys for sure because I know what they do not only in the playoffs, but I know what they've done in the finals. All three of them. I know how Kawhi gets on defense in the finals. I know how he got on scoring in 2019 in the finals or just in the playoffs in general. I seen what AD did in his first finals. He played phenomenal. And I seen Kyrie is one of the best current finals players that we have in the league. Not playoffs in general. He's had some good playoff runs and he has some bad ones. But in the finals, Kyrie Irving is a different breed. And that's somewhere where a lot of players like to argue where it gets serious, with a couple other guys also having the second best finals player on his team, Kyrie Irving. So I'm still offering those guys that money. I know the inconsistency and the troubles can fault, but this is life. Life is a gamble. The NBA is definitely a gamble. So it's either go big or go home. To be honest, in the NBA, anybody can get injured. There's no non-injury prone. I mean, the biggest guy that you probably can say, I mean, the biggest people that probably won't get injured are like the role players and the guys who might be a star, not all-star level players, but just like between the role player to star level, someone like Mikal Bridges. I think the biggest name we probably have is like Anthony Edwards, and he even still misses a few games. And in reality, I mean, if you want to go to superstardom, the closest player is Giannis, who probably plays about 60 to 65 games a season, maybe 70, maybe crack 70. So it's like we can't always fault these guys for being injured all day. And I get Kyrie Irving. It really is the inconsistency with him, but you got to treat other superstars the same in that category with him and stuff like that. I mean, if he does good in the playoffs, like those other guys who are making $40 million, you got to give him around that same too. And I believe he was just action for about 38 or about 40 million. And those other two guys, like I said, get paid a little bit more than that. So if I'm giving that to those guys, I got to give it to Kyrie Irving as well. So
look, Kyrie's doing this, and who's to say he gets an extension elsewhere, bro? Like so I really don't think it's smart. I think he needs to build the trust of his team. I know I get the whole situation with them making him do pretty questionable things. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a sticky situation I don't want to get into. But what I'm saying is, he's more likely to get a contract extension here than elsewhere, in my opinion, bro. I mean, for the money that they're offering, especially because elsewhere, I don't think he's gonna get the money that
it really depends. It depends on elsewhere because, like I said, his value is extremely high. So in this situation,
I don't consider his value extremely high, bro. Extremely high. I think he has very good value, but I don't think it's extremely high, bro. I mean,
I know Durant, like in the offseason, Durant was asking for a trade, right?
Yeah.
Was Kyrie?
No.
See, and that's kind of
no.
where
I think Kyrie was.
Everybody was.
No, Kyrie didn't ask for a trade. It was KD.
Oh no, he
at the beginning of the season
about him not signing the extension. I think that's what it was. Yeah, he declined what they were off. Yeah, it was the declining of what they was offering, and KD thought that Kyrie was going to leave, so he said they might as well trade me. I think that's what it was.
So,
it's just in that situation. But what's the trade packages for?
To me, the best two. I have 3 trade packages that I found that were to me the best. I'm gonna go off with the best in my personal opinion is Chris Paul and Mikal Bridges for Kyrie Irving and Joe Harris. I mean, Chris Paul is not the player that he wants, he was maybe even just 2 seasons ago. But Chris Paul still has value. And I mean, think about it. Chris Paul, Mikal Bridges, and Kevin Durant together. I mean, with Nick Claxton down there and still have Patty Mills and Seth Curry off the bench, that's a pretty good team to me. To put Chris Paul in a position where he generally doesn't have to score at all, it takes a little more pressure for him off in Phoenix, where someone as inconsistent as DeAndre Ayton, who one night might have 30 points and 15 boards, and the next night might have 10 points and 6 boards. It takes more pressure off Chris Paul, and because he becomes probably like a 6th, 7th scoring option on his team, or 5th, with a lot of offensive power on his team. And, Mikal Bridges, again, he's going to continue averaging 15, 16 points in this situation. 3-and-D, one of the best in the league, doesn't miss games, can shoot, like I said, shoot the three very well. Then to put that all together with Kevin Durant, who, when he was playing, like, even when he's healthy through the last 3 years during the regular season, he's one of, like, the best players in the league. So it's hard not to think that this is a good trade package for both teams. And to put Kyrie Irving
as we speak, I'm sorry to cut you off, bro. As we speak, it says the Clippers are pursuing Kyrie. The LA Clippers joins Lakers, Mavs, and more in pursuit of the Nets star.
The Lakers. Now, moving on from that, the Lakers package I got up here, which at first I thought wasn't really good, but now that I think about it, offering Russell Westbrook, Lonnie Walker, and 2 first-round picks in the years 26 and 27 is for Kyrie Irving, and again Joe Harris is pretty good. I mean, I know Westbrook is getting paid about $40 million, and Lonnie Walker is getting paid about $6 million. That's 46, and then Kyrie Irving, I think 37, and Joe Harris. Joe Harris is about, I don't know how much in depth is Joe Harris getting paid, but I know the salaries match for that. Then plus the 2 first-rounders. I mean, how couldn't you take this? The Nets, they messed up their future giving Boston all them first-round picks years ago. We obviously know for Paul Pierce and KG. So now to rebuild would be a good option in the years 26, 27. I mean, if we think about it, the Lakers probably aren't going to have AD by that time. They aren't going to have LeBron. Kyrie's going to be gone by then. The Nets won't have Kevin Durant anymore in 26, 27. So when we think about it, it's a good trade for the Nets for years to come. You got to think about your future when you're trading away players.
Man, they might as well just go ahead and break it up. That's what it sounded like you want to say. They might as well, if they're going to trade Kyrie, might as well go ahead and break it up. Get rid of KD and start thinking about your future, man.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That I'm gonna be honest. That Chris Paul trade, my guy. Now, if that's only if Chris Paul, can stay on the healthy side.
Yeah.
Because we talking about him scoring at minimum and just keying in on facilitating, getting guys points. He might be the best at that in the whole NBA now, at getting someone else points. Chris Paul.
This is a trade package I actually made. These other two, the other 2 that I have up here, and I'm probably about to make a third one since you said the Clippers are interested. That was the first one I just thought about. I mean, Chris Paul in the situation with Kevin Durant sounds lethal. I mean, think about it. That's putting anybody in realization, putting everybody with Kevin Durant is lethal. But when you put someone like Chris Paul, who's an all-time elite defender,
pure point guard, all-time elite defender, probably as elite as he was years ago. Again, about 5 years ago.
Yeah, but he still can defend the ball at a pretty good level. It's still Chris Paul at the end of the day, and you're gonna give him the option where he doesn't even have to score 15 points a game, probably only about 6 to 7 points a game, with one of the greatest scorers of all time, putting him against with a 3-and-D player, then a bunch of 3-point shooters, then a pick and roll guy like Nicholas Claxton. Come on, man, it's really hard not to see the Nets being they're already one of the best teams now in the East. It's hard not to not see them as probably the best team in the league.
It could be scary quick, like a quick turnaround. Like with Chris Paul, it ain't no, I got to get the chemistry right. Chris Paul is instant.
And again, like I said, Kyrie Irving is becoming more into a leader in my position, and in my opinion. But he isn't just because I'm saying.
How was that, bro? He didn't even go the whole season, bro. This is just a stretch without KD, bro. What are you talking about, man?
More into a leader, bro. That's what I'm saying. He was moving in the right direction. I can say that whether it was through 2 games, whether it was through 30 games. And in this 6-7 game stretch, he was moving like a leader. I was watching the Nets games because we made a video about it. I had to make sure we're not just saying BS. I had to watch the games and I had to watch how he moves now, how he talks and everything, because I'm not, we can't just sit up here and say something and not address it afterwards. So that's what I'm saying. I seen how he was moving through the last few games he was playing. They were playing winning basketball. It's like they took 2 L's out of 7-8 games. So I had to give him his credit. He's moving more towards that direction, like I said. So yeah,
I guess, man, he moving towards that direction, requesting the trade. So much for a leader, bro.
Yeah, Kyrie being a leader, I'm gonna be honest.
Instead of being selfish, just playing out the rest of the season and fulfilling his obligation to the team.
Listen, bro, just because you're a leader, that don't mean you can't request a trade. I mean, it's like calling LeBron James not a leader because he wanted to go somewhere else and play winning basketball.
I mean, request a trade, Bron a different type of every single time, bro.
Bron a different.
There's other players like Kobe Bryant as well. It's like we touched upon that. Kobe Bryant is one of the greatest leaders of all time. He's in the top 3. In my personal opinion, he's in the top 3. To me, you can argue he's probably the best leader of all time. You put him in there. He's requested for a trade before. Like I said, just because you wanted to do that doesn't mean it makes you any less of a leader. It shows your character. Don't get me wrong.
No, but that don't, like, asking for a trade off season and stuff while you getting contracts and stuff like that. That don't, to me, that's not like shining a light on the leader. Now, what make you a leader is like during the season, playing the games, you really gathering the team, putting them together on your back, taking the lead on close games, letting them know you're gonna get them through it and stuff like that.
And,
now,
and I'm saying
quitting on the team like on the off season, requesting trade. I can't. That's not really. I can't say it is or isn't. I don't really look at that. I just look at in-game situations when I'm talking about, the leadership. And now you can take leadership roles like off the court and stuff like that. That's just extra. Because I never knew Kobe to be like, oh, I'm picking you up and meet me here at 4 a.m. Kobe would just let you know, nigga, I practice at 4 a.m. Meet me there, or beat me there, don't meet me there. If you there, that's cool. If you not, I ain't tripping either.
And I'm not saying Kyrie's the best leader in the league. I'm just saying he's moving towards that direction because of what I said with the on-court awareness, like we're talking about. I seen him talk a lot towards in the Golden State game, like I told Eli already. He was talking more on the court in the Golden State game, and they eventually came back. It was a very good game that we seen, and they eventually came back. He started talking a lot on both ends of the court, and he was doing stuff. I'm saying I wouldn't be saying it for no reason. It's not like it's not like I have
you
like
just pulling it out the air.
Yeah. It's not like that. It's not like, some people might think I hate on Kyrie a little bit, or I love, it's neither. I'm not loving Kyrie too much. I'm just telling it how I see, he's moving a little more towards in that direction. I hope he can do it in another place or even still here. Him sitting out tonight might be, it shows his character more than if he's a leader or not, like his character into.
Well, let's not speculate. It is kind of suspicious though that he has a calf on this Saturday.
Yeah. I'm not gonna suspect anything, but
the Nets booed him to oblivion tonight, so that's not a plus.
Stuff happens. But the last trade pack, I'm gonna come up with one for the Clippers real fast. But the last one that I was supposed to have was Christian Wood, Reggie Bullock, and 2 first rounds for the Mavs, for Kyrie Irving, and I think Seth Curry, which I think is pretty good. Christian Wood, I mean, you put him at the power forward because he's a pretty skinny guy. He can't really play. To me, I mean, the NBA has really got softer, but still, if you're gonna put him at the forward, he's a stretch. He can shoot the ball and can help Nicholas Claxton on the rebound. So why not throw him at the forward? Then I mean, again, look towards your future. It might be too late first round picks, but it's still first round picks. And you get Reggie Bullock at 3-and-D. I feel like that's another good trade. It gives Luka someone like Kyrie Irving, and a lot of people saying, well, how would that even work?
Kyrie to Dallas.
Yeah,
Luka ball hog.
I'm hearing that a lot. That might be a topic we have to touch on, but I'm hearing that a lot. I don't know how I feel about that. I was saying that a few, I think a year back or two, because Kristaps Porzingis left and a few other, guys left through the years because how Luka was playing. They were frustrated. Porzingis was frustrated in the 2020 playoffs. But anyways, I mean, Matt, since I came up with 3, what you guys think the Clippers could come up with to get Kyrie Irving? And remember, before y'all come up with something, remember John Wall, he's still getting paid $40 million. So if they would have thrown a trade in that, you could throw John Wall in it for like and add something else, and then plus Kyrie Irving plus something else.
I mean, I'm gonna just keep it simple like this. You know, you gave some good candidates. I'll just keep it simple like this. I'm looking at this from the next perspective, man. I'm looking to get picks, and I'm looking to get a player that's I don't want to say old, not too old, but like I want to get a player that can be suitable for my young guys when they get in the league after I get those draft picks. When I draft those young players, I'm looking for those picks. I'm looking for a player like maybe Norman Powell. That's a good player to have on your team. What's they got over there? A player like Marcus. Is it Marcus? It's Marcus Morris over there, not Marquise. I'm looking for a guy like that. Those are 2 forwards, you know what I'm saying? But they're pretty much vets at this point. You want guys like that on the team, you're gonna have, if you're gonna break it up, you know what I'm saying, have a bunch of young guys. You want veterans on the team, guys who are really, really good players. I'm mostly just looking for those picks. I think the Nets just need to break it up and really start from scratch. It's time for a rebuild, bro. They need to go hard. They could get a lot out of giving up Kyrie and KD, but I think it's just time, bro. I think it's really just time,
bro. Man, if I'm the Clippers, I'll be trying to. I mean, you probably gonna need to keep 1 point guard. So if I'm gonna choose out of Reggie and John Wall,
I mean, from the last playoff appearance, Reggie did play really good in the 2021 playoffs. So he was like a motherfucker. I think he led in 3-point field goals in the 2021 playoffs.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, and then John Wall, we speaking on the salary too.
Not healthy either.
I might try to put John Wall in there. Somebody else. Man, maybe I don't know. Shit for that coffee. I don't know, man. Shit. But for sure, I don't know. I just don't think Kyrie a fit with the Clippers. If they could get him, I think it'll be good because I think that'll kind of put him over the top because Zubac really been
I don't like that.
Crazy this year.
Zubac for sure has.
But if you add Kyrie,
crazy this year.
They're gonna give up much to get Kyrie. So if they do get Kyrie, that does add on to the scoring woes that they have because they're not nowhere near the best deep offense. I mean,
they'll lose depth. They'll lose depth, but they might get that scoring edge because you looking at a Zubac, a PG, a Kawhi, and a Kyrie. That's crazy.
You know what I'm thinking about? Shit, I might go on a limb to say I would shop John Wall on a separate occasion, and I would trade. I wouldn't say this is what I would do, but this is an option. I would go maybe Kyrie for PG. I mean, both sides win in my opinion. I mean, right? You throw Kyrie at the starting guard with Kawhi on the court at the same time. That's pretty lethal. And then PG and Kevin Durant sound pretty nice. I mean, I think it's even. The salaries are almost around the same. They'll probably have to give them like a couple more thousand or a couple more million or something like that. However they do that. And then another trade I would think would probably be like maybe
you really do PG like that though?
What you mean by that? I don't think PG is a better player than Kyrie Irving. Not right now.
I mean, but okay, if you're looking at your team, KD and PG playing together,
I can see it. I think it's pretty lethal. I mean, if you think about it,
PG I don't see it going.
PG is just a taller Kyrie Irving.
You could put whoa, stop Eddie. But you could
he's a taller Kyrie Irving.
Too ball dominant, bro.
You could put Paul George at the forward, at the small forward. You could put KD at the power forward. I think it could work.
I mean,
I'll put it like this. okay, I look at it straight up like this. If you even think about doing it, is KD and PG more lethal than Tatum and Jalen Brown? Because if it's
You
not, I
could make
won't
a
do it.
serious discussion because those when you compare, what's crazy when you compare those two duos, they're so much alike. If you think of damn, they're so much alike when you think about it. Like I mean, Jalen Brown has almost somewhat of a play style near uh, Paul George. Jason Tatum has somewhat near of a play style of both, to be honest, of Jason Tatum and I said Jason, of Paul George and Kevin Durant. So it's like both those guys can intertwine. Both those duos can intertwine with each other. They can do damn near the same thing. The only thing is one duo is younger and a little less experienced than the other duo, where the other duo has taken teams as the number one option on in separate occasions to a conference finals or even a finals before one finals from, for Kevin Durant and a few Western Conference finals, 2011, 2014, 2012, on different occasions, obviously, 2016. And PG, who went, I believe, what 1 or 2 years to the ECF, and then he went to the WCF without Kawhi, with the Clippers in 2021. So it's an intertwinable duo to switch them out either way. I think I had one more. I think I was thinking like because Luke Kennard, I know his value is a little like good too. Like he has a pretty decent value. He shoots 45% on 7 attempts. I mean, who wouldn't want that on their team? He plays a little bit of defense as well. So I mean, I know the Nets. They need some perimeter defenders out there. They need help on the perimeter. I mean, they got the interior obviously, but maybe shop Luke Kennard. And you can either throw John Wall, PG into that discussion again, but in this case, I'll throw John Wall,
Look,
Luke Kennard.
let me say this. In this situation, bro, I think there's almost an 80. I think there's almost an 85% chance Kyrie gets traded. If if the Nets are really willing to do it. If they're not willing to do it, I think it may play out just as how the KD situation played out. But they really did try to trade him, but they really couldn't find a suitable. I mean, who's gonna get equal value? Trading for KD. You know what I'm saying? It's not much players in the league that can match his skill set. So, but with Kyrie, I feel as though there's a trade package you can find. His skill set is unmatched as well, but he's not on the level of a Kevin Durant. So I think it's more likely that he could get traded for sure. There's a lot of great packages out there that he could be shopped for. So I think it'll happen.
Yeah, I mean, moving on to that, but still touching up around that topic on players who could be playing for another team next year, might not. I'm gonna name a couple names, and you guys let me know if they're going for that player option, or do they deserve to resign, or do they deserve to be somewhere else? First up, I'm gonna start with the legendary Klay Thompson, a fan favorite. What do you guys got with Klay Thompson? Does he stay? Is he getting 40 mil again?
He goes.
He goes.
Yeah, I think he got options.
Okay.
If you look at him leaving and championship shots he actually could get, you got the Lakers, hell, possibly the Bucks. Who will?
Maybe the
Hell,
Clippers. Maybe the Clippers.
Man, the Clippers, maybe. The Heat.
Oh yeah, the Heat. Oh, for sure, is a good spot for Klay Thompson.
It's a few spots that possibly could pay him some cheese. If I'm the Heat, man, the Heat been missing a piece for a minute, and I thought Donovan Mitchell was gonna be that guy for him. But man, I'm getting off topic. I'm gonna say, Klay Thompson, he got options. In those three destinations, and the Clippers, like you said, is possible for him. I think those strong places too.
Hey, there's nothing far from the truth. I mean, obviously, the Warriors and Klay might actually part ways this year. They might not offer Klay what he wants. The Warriors are a little tight on money right now, so it's like, sorry, Klay. Someone has to go. We got Jordan Poole on the rise. We're not going to trade our superstar Steph Curry.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of things. They just paid Kevon Looney too. Just paid Andrew Wiggins. It's a lot of things. And You know, you aren't playing. You're probably the
Look,
worst player on the team.
And
Really.
it
this
ain't
how
like Clay ain't been on the trading block before. He been on the block a couple times.
and this
But,
this is exactly how it's gonna play out. Clay's ego, Clay's ego is gonna take over, and he won't be consistent with how the Warriors organization is ran, being
perfect.
selfless. You know what I'm
Spot on.
saying?
Spot
He's
on.
gonna think he's worth every penny that he thinks he's worth. You know what I'm saying? Probably something crazy. And he's most likely gonna end up walking away from the Warriors. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not gonna get the money that he thinks he's worth. So I think it may play out like that, but I could be wrong.
I think it's spot on. I think like that's one of the best things you ever stated. To be honest, that's perfect.
Because look,
Um,
if you look at it, we've been seeing a lot of ego from Klay Thompson lately.
definitely, definitely.
People been coming at him. He's not the same player he was. People been coming at him, and he's flexing his muscles a little bit about the accomplishment he's had. And saying all like trying to basically prove to us that he's still that guy. He has a chip on the shoulder. So I think he's gonna come with that energy come the time where it's time to make some decisions for the Warriors.
For
Yeah,
sure. I mean,
I,
it is a tough decision. Go ahead, Q.
yeah. But I like you said. I do. He think like the chip on his shoulder. I believe he do have a chip on his shoulder. It's been a couple things that he probably feel like he deserved and he wasn't able to get. Um, I think him being eligible for the max. I forget what was the reason why he didn't end up getting like the max. What happened? Was it some points or like they didn't make the playoffs or something like that? Why didn't he get the max on the first
I
go
think
around?
it had something to do with him not performing well in the playoffs. He didn't
Yeah,
score the amount that he was supposed to in the
yeah.
final specifically.
Okay, so you got that being number one. You got another one, him not making top 75 all time. A few things that happen with the chip on his shoulder and why he might not give what the Warriors that home team discount or whatever you might say, this go around. I just think he might be out of there. He been on the chopping block a couple times, that, and he didn't like it. He felt some type of way about it. So, I think this year he might just go and part ways with him.
And like I said, man, the chip on the shoulder is extreme. He's supposed to be the second option, and he's simply not. He's probably the third or fourth, to be honest. And that's not supposed to be. He was supposed to come back as the second, but it ain't looking so well for him. But moving on from him, I want to go Fred VanVleet. I mean, he's averaging 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists. I mean, off 39, 36, and 84 splits. I mean, Fred, good player. What do you guys think? Like, does he stay player option, go away? What is it?
Oh, I absolutely admire his game for sure. I think there should be more guards like him. He's a solid 3 and D. You know what I'm saying? I think he stays. He's built a great relationship with the Raptors. I think
That's true.
why let a guy like that go? Bro, 3 and Ds are the most sought after player right now. You know what I'm saying? So why not keep him? I mean, I'm pretty sure his relationship is still steady with the Raptors. I think they re-signed him, bro.
Yeah, he's a
What you
pretty
say?
sneaky player.
Uh, I think Blind Fleet it might. I think he might need to get on up out of there.
I agree.
I think I think if they don't bring somebody, if they're not trying to bring a major player to Toronto to come along with Bland Fleet, with OG, with Siakam, I think he kind of wasting his talents and he might need to, go somewhere else, man. I think the Bucks might be good for him. Hell, I think the Heat good for him.
I'm also go with
Uh,
on this situation as well. I'm gonna go with the LA Lakers too.
I
Um,
mean, it'll be a steal. I think anybody he benefits any team he goes to. At,
Right.
at, at, at no way at all he is a liability. He got good D. He create good offense. He a good facilitator. Uh,
Nigga.
Hey, he played hard, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta give it to him, bro. I watched the Raptors, bro, because
Oh yeah, for sure.
Pascal Siakam one of my favorite players in the NBA right
Good
now.
pick.
So
Speaking of Pascal, I mean, some people say Fred and Pascal was both snubbed from the All Star team, which is a different situation.
Pascal is snubbed, and if
Yeah,
that's a fact.
respectable statement. But diving back into that, yeah, Q, I think he pretty much explained it. It was really spot on, to be honest, because I mean, he has extreme good talents. I mean, the way it's looking, they're trying to build around Pascal and Scotty Barnes at the same time. Because I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a trade package offered that the Nets actually offered the Raptors to get Scotty Barnes, and they declined it. They actually stuck to their guns and decided to, yo, we're not giving up Scotty Barnes, even though we have a chance at Kevin Durant. We're not going to give up Scotty Barnes. And I was like, wow, that really shows.
Young
And then
promise. Yeah, that's definition of untouchable right there.
OG Anunoby, he's coming up. The steals leader, of course, can play extremely well defense. And the thing about him, the Mavs were offering up 3 first-round picks for him, so his value is pretty high too. So it's kind of hard not to see where Scotty's not gonna get paid a lot once he gets off his rookie contract. Pascal might get more, even though he got paid I think 2 seasons ago. And OG getting paid. So it's pretty hard. And I don't want, even though Fred is probably like the second option on his team, maybe third. I want him to be somewhere else. Like Q said, the Bucks would be a very good fit, because going into the next person that we got on this list, man, this guy absolutely reeks right now. I mean, Chris Middleton coming off an injury, I understand, but in 12 games, Chris Middleton has put up 12 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists off 37 field goal percentage, 30 from the 3, 90 from the free throw in 12 games, like I said. Man, Eli said he personally wanted to cook on this, so he could go first on this one, man.
Look, whatever particular injury it was, there's a lot expected from Chris Middleton as a second option on one of the favorites to win the title. So it's like it's really, I really don't want to be too harsh on him because I know he's recovering, he's rusty, but it's like at some point in the near future, bro, he's gonna have to start playing well because the playoffs are coming around. You want to go into the playoffs with a really good rhythm, bro, with a lot of confidence, and he's lacking in a lot of confidence. He's lacking in just a lot, bro.
Okay,
I think
he literally has to. He has no choice but to he has to pick it up, because it was a lot of talk last year. Like, if Chris Middleton was here, the Bucks win in less than 7 games against the Celtics, and it's like, do they really at this point? It's like, come on. But yeah, good. Keep going.
we see that the Bucks are significantly struggling. Like offensively, it's like they're just reliant on Giannis. I don't know what's going on with the supporting cast, bro, but they're not looking like the team that started the season.
Started the season.
Yeah, that too. They're not looking like the team that's to start the season. They're supporting cast. We're talking about how they have probably the best supporting cast. Not on paper. So. I really don't know. It just seems like, we seen the game against them and the Clippers, took everything in Giannis's grit to get that game won. They only won by like 1 point. They were down big in the game. They came back by the efforts of Giannis. So, they've been having a lot of games where they're just fighting for wins, for the most part. I don't know. Chris Middleton having that fact of him playing well, really would really put them, a little bit more over the top, but I really don't know. I'm not going to try to be too harsh on him, bro. I think he needs time, but the Bucks don't have time, bro. The playoffs is right around the corner, bro. He needs to. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, Q.
Chris Middleton, man. I don't know. I think the Bucks might keep him, man. They or we can see how it, or they gonna wait to see how it play out. It's saying that they real high on him. I'm not too high on him. even with the stats you saying, him averaging 12 and things like that, he possibly could pick it up, but I I never thought he was all that good, and maybe the injury, probably I ain't gonna give up on him, man. I'm gonna give him a little bit more time, but before I just start making my assumptions. But Chris Middleton, I think he might stay. I think he might stay. If the Bucks don't win, I think he doesn't. But it might be time for them to get another ring or trade or
Um,
make some trades.
again, y'all both spoke, perfect, you know, perfectly. To be honest, just to touch up on that, I mean, it is very hard to give up on him so quickly, especially being that not only just 2 seasons ago he was almost 50, he was damn near 50, 40, 90 with 20 points. Not only that, he just dropped like what 40 points in the finals. He had like a playoff run with like 3 40-point games. For we haven't really heard a second option like as like of his caliber do something like that in a long time. We've seen second options have 40 and stuff like that, but just they were probably like near the superstardom. But in someone like him who's between the star all-star level is very we've never really seen stuff like that, and especially because he's a 3-and-D, could defend both the perimeter and defend the interior at times. It's kind of hard, but I would secretly shop him. I would just see like, what can we get for this guy, and if there's anything better than what he's playing right now, I would try, just to see. And the last player we got up here, man, probably the biggest snub on this list for an All Star. Well, actually, is the biggest snub on the list for All Star. I got James Harden this year. He's averaging 21 points, 11 assists, 6 rebounds, or 45 from the field, from the field, 40 from the three, 86 from the free throw line. I mean, what do you guys think? Does he stay Philly? Go away? What's going on?
I mean, you know, early in the season we were hearing rumors about him wanting to go back to Houston. I don't know how true they were, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. But I really don't know. James Harden is another unpredictable player. I really won't hurt myself with that. Maybe he stays, but who knows? I think his decision will all be determined on the results of the playoffs. That's the best way I put it. If they lose, I think he goes. You know what I'm saying? I honestly think that. What's the point of staying there if I mean back to back years, bro, And I really think it's a high chance they really don't go far in the playoffs. So yeah, bro. I think he leaves, sure.
To be honest, I'm gonna let Q go after this, but I think for them to go far in the playoffs it's all up to Joel Embiid to me. I think
Right.
James Harden really gonna get the 15 through 20 points with the 10 assists, 9 assists that he normally gets. It's really gonna be up to Joel Embiid in my opinion. But yeah, go ahead, Q. What is James Harden gonna do?
Uh, James Harden, man, he worried right now, man. You know, I I think he kind of I think I think he better than kind of what he doing, but at the same time, man, he playing with one of the better young stars, in the game, and Maxi, bro, and
Oh yeah,
and he coming off that I think the foot injury, and he coming back hot, bro. He that young dude ready, bro. I'm real high on Maxi. So with James Harden, I think he need to hone his skills. I think he need to become a better facilitator in the game. I think it's time for him to, highlight what he does best, and kind of make the ones a better around him a little bit better.
I
If he
think
can't
you
become
could
be
go
that
on a limb to say he did that with Maxi though. To be honest, Maxi's having probably his best season this year with James Harden. So
yeah, he took. I ain't gonna say he took it, but he he showed that that's what he deserved in the playoffs, even though they lost.
true.
He took over when Embiid and James Harden couldn't. And I seen it was times where
he wasn't really on this cue. I think it was a game, where he didn't score in the first half, but he turned it up in the second half. So,
Yeah, I
uh,
remember that game. I think
you
that
know,
was the game 6 in the Toronto series, I think, or game
Yeah.
5.
So, uh, I think he might stay. I think it's time for fake ass J. Cole to get out of there. Tobias, man, I think he taking up a lot of salary cap,
Yeah,
and
he's here, man.
They shopping him.
bro,
They
he
actually shopping
Should be.
Tobias,
They should have been shopping him 2 years ago, man.
and he's also a
facts.
free agent this year. So
Jimmy Butler really should still be there, and I think they have the
Facts,
ring.
bro. Facts, bro. This is crazy. Totally agree on that, bro. But I think James Harden going, bro. I really like. I have. This may be we may be getting on top, but I really have no faith in the 76ers, bro. I really don't like the whole idea of the Embiid and Harden combo. I never liked it to begin with. I just don't think. I don't know. I'm not a believer in that, bro. Like, to me, they're a second round team at best, bro. To
I
be
wouldn't,
honest,
I
bro.
wouldn't, I wouldn't, I wouldn't just count them out because I mean, with adding Tyrese Maxey and still Tobias Harris to that thing, to that situation is still very lethal. And if Joel Embiid, like I said, it's all up to Joel Embiid to even think about them winning the championship in Philly. If he can dominate like how he's supposed to be doing, how some of you casuals, especially you guys on Facebook, which I'm going to share on my page, you guys talking about how, oh well, Joel Embiid deserved MVP and he's better than Nikola Jokic. Well, I want him to, instead of going from 32 points to 21 points in the playoff in the playoff average, I want him to go, continue averaging 33, 34 points, especially on the fact being that, like we touched up so many times, the NBA is easy to score in. So now this playoffs, which the playoffs is supposed to get harder to, it probably be the same. If Joel Embiid doesn't have a series averaging at least 30 points, to me, it's a fail. And everything you guys say just goes out the window. It proves why he never deserved MVP. Probably hasn't been better than Jokic since probably 2018 or 2018 most likely, because the Nuggets were second seed in 2019, so probably 2018. Like you guys try to overrate him than what he actually is. He isn't Nikola Jokic. Yeah, he's the better defender. That's true. If you even want to say better scorer, I can possibly give you that, even though Nikola Jokic is nowhere near, he doesn't take as much free throws or isn't near the volume of what he is, and yet the efficiency separates it by far. Nikola
His efficiency
Jokic is a
crazy.
70% true shooter as a big man who is like, he still attempts.
Eddie, don't even do it, because it's no point. People who gonna argue Embiid is the Nikola
The,
Jokic is the best center in the league,
he's just
and it's
superior.
not and there's no question about that, bro.
He's arguable for the and another thing is, I love LeBron James. Y'all don't be seeing when I talk good about him, but y'all want to say I'm a hater because I say he's not the best player in the league. How does that make me a hater? That's what I want to know. LeBron is not. It's just like, it's not 2018 no more. It isn't 2013. It's not 2012. It isn't 2011, 2010, 2009. It isn't 2015. It's not that no more. What years where he was arguable for the best player in the league? It is 2023. LeBron James is no longer the best player in the league or in discussion for it. You guys need to stop that. You guys literally need to stop that.
He's an absolute top 10 player, bro.
Absolutely. I got him between the 5 through any range after that. But LeBron James is not Nikola Jokic. He's not Giannis. He isn't playing as good. He's playing good on the offensive end. You guys see him score 50 points or 40 points, see him lose, and still say, well, oh man, it's the team fault. You guys sit here and blame everyone else but LeBron sometimes. And don't get me wrong, I get it for the guys who sit up here and actually blame LeBron all day. Those the casuals. But you guys are nothing far from those guys saying ridiculous stuff. Just because LeBron scored 40 points, he's the best player in the league. The guy doesn't play defense anymore. Sorry to break it down to you guys. He went from one of the best defenders, not only in the league, but all around defenders of all time, to not playing defense at all. Letting anyone score, do what they want, letting anyone go by him, lay the ball up, doing this and that. And once he get a chase down block.
You see what y'all done cause now this man going on the rant about LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? Just stop with the bias shit, man.
I'm sorry.
LeBron James.
That's really what I want to say. just stop with the bias shit. You know, he's not the best player no more. The discussion is either between Giannis, Luka Doncic, or Nikola Jokic.
Jason Tatum.
I don't know if I could go that far. He's definitely top 5. We've been saying Jason Tatum is a top 5 player for 2 years straight now. And he's deserved that. From 2022 to 2023, he's definitely been a top 5 player.
It'll be hard. It'll be hard right now. Donovan Mitchell too in the mix. Ja Morant might still be up. You know what I mean?
I mean, you naming guys who are definitely in that top 10 discussion, you know, but
it's not always about numbers. I mean, sometimes it's cool, but a lot of the time, like in real time, it's just watching the games and watching them play, seeing how they match up against the best players.
I completely agree, but that's the thing, right? It isn't only about numbers. When you actually watching the games consistently on a night-to-night basis and stuff like that, the best player has been between the same 2 guys for about 3 years now, 2 to 3 years now. You know, 3 seasons, I'm gonna say, it's been between Nikola Jokic or Giannis Antetokounmpo, and it's hard to argue. I mean, Luka obviously entered the discussion because he's a fourth seed, averaging 34, 9-9. You know, and then when you watch this guy, you might call him a ball hog, but these guys simply cannot win without Luka Doncic playing. Like, they just can't win, and they have no offense going on without him. They can't do nothing. I mean, besides Spencer Dinwiddie probably, and maybe Christian Wood, who's not even consistent health wise, because he can ball, but when it comes to, like, every time I'm watching, it's like, damn, Christian Wood missed another game, or I might miss a game where he plays, because it's like it's so like non-memorable to when he does, and when he doesn't play, it's like I be forgetting. You know, he's supposed to be playing. That was a good signing for Christian Wood to get there. They gave him a stretch. They gave Luka a stretch in which Luka dominates with players who can shoot the 3 ball, and that's how his game is. And it's like, even with his team not looking how it's supposed to, Luka Doncic still carrying them to a top 5 seed. And I gotta say that's impressive.
Something's working.
He's entering that discussion with those other 2 guys. But yeah, like those 2 guys are head and shoulders above everybody, to be honest. Nikola Jokic and Giannis in terms of value, in terms of offense. I mean, obviously we know Giannis in terms of offense and defense. Jokic, he's a pretty decent defender. You guys like to, you know, be on his ass about certain stuff, but when he plays good,
as long as Giannis stays healthy, bro. As long as he stays healthy and he's in his prime and he's at the peak of his powers, bro, he'll remain a consensus top 3 MVP candidate, bro. Every year, easily.
Yeah.
He's just so dominant.
Yeah.
So his style of play, it just
you can't stop him. And if he gets to making these free throws, man, the guy shoots 13 free throws a game. Like, you literally have to foul him to stop him, bro. Even though, like I said, the NBA is a little softer on calls and stuff, but he is probably one of those guys that he probably should get more calls, because there's things that the refs let slide when it comes to guarding Giannis, because it's so hard to stop him. You know, you might have to play just a little bit rougher.
It's always gonna be like that with big man.
Yeah, always.
Historically, that's just how it go.
It's like every time you see these guys really can't stop this guy. Then he going out there getting 12, 13, 14 boards. You know, playing the defense that he does. You know, I mean, he doesn't go out to guard the best player every night, because, you know, he does a lot for that. Especially now, he does a lot for that team. I mean, Drew Holiday, yeah, he's there. He plays defense as well, but he isn't as consistent. You know, we talked about Chris Middleton. I mean, Brooke, he's on the interior, but he never really been a good rebounder. He never really ever helped out. Yeah, he's a career 6 boards. He never really helped out on the boards with Giannis. So there's a lot of things that Giannis do. He also facilitates for them. You know, he does a lot for that team. So it's really hard, you know, not to say when he's healthy, he's a top 3 player, and he loves the game, bro. He's one of those guys that has that spark and enjoyment for the game, bro. He doesn't like to sit out much, but it's times where, you know, if you're an athlete, you understand where it's sometimes you just can't make it to practice and you can't make it to certain games because of your health. You know, you got to stay healthy. That's the number one, you know, primary thing to worry about. So that's
Hey, I
probably.
hear me?
You said
Yep, you
what?
can.
Yeah, I hear you.
My sound went out. Okay, all right.
That's
But
probably.
yeah, man, that's pretty much it, man. We gonna try to keep y'all posted on the Kyrie situation. For sure we gonna stay on top of that because that's big news right there. I'm really eager to see what happens with that, bro. But that's pretty much it. That's all we have for y'all today, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go live probably probably on Monday, Tuesday, somewhere around there. But thank y'all for watching, man. I'm Eli,
And I'm Eddie.
and we game
I'm
it takes,
cute.
man. Once again, thank you to Q the God for pulling up, man. Always showing love, bro. Always showing love. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, you know what I'm saying? Twitch, all of the above. Y'all want to donate to the channel, the Cash App's right there. Q, let them know where they can find you at, brother.
Man, find me a Lost Starter Boxing, the lab. You know what I mean? Boxing content, man. I go live Sundays,
Hold
10,
on.
10 a.m.
Let me try to drop you a link in Eli. Try to drop his link in all the things if you can.
Let me see.
But yeah, go continue. Eli, Q.
But yeah, live on Sundays, 10, 10. Yeah, man. Oh shit. Appreciate y'all for watching. Oh shit. I'm watching boxing right now, man. That shit got me turned up. Man, but appreciate y'all, man, for letting me grace the platform again. Hopefully we can do it again soon,
Of
man.
course.
And great cooking, man. Appreciate y'all, man. The game it takes, man. Like, subscribe, share the videos on all platforms, Twitch, TikTok, YouTube. You know how it go.
Absolutely, man. That being said, we out.